Welcome to MSD Learning World. Hello everyone. So here in this video we are going to see the concepts, namely design and analysis of algorithms. As a computer science engineer, if you want to good at programming, then you must be good at devising an algorithm for solving any problem. Algorithms are definitely going to be useful to solve any computer science problem. And algorithms are simply a set of instructions that are used to solve any problem. Algorithm is a basic one. If you want to design or solve any computer science problems, any real-time problems, you will start finding the step-by-step procedures. So algorithms are step-by-step procedures. Only if you are good at algorithm, then you are able to convert the algorithms, the set of instructions, into any programming language. So the algorithms are converted into the programming languages based on their specific constructions. The computer science programs are the combinations of the data structures and the algorithms. So the algorithms are an important one to design and to solve the computer science problem. So here let us see from the placement point of view. The concepts that I am going to discuss here is going to increase your conceptual skills and the things that you should know when you attend your placement interviews. Yeah, let us see the following topics in these videos. Algorithm is a sequence of computational, well-defined steps or the procedures that takes some set of input values and provides definite output values. And algorithm is a sequence of instructions which has to be followed in a step-by-step manner. And algorithm acts as an interface between the input and the output. So in general we can tell that algorithm is an input-output relationship for any problem. Now coming to the characteristics of an algorithm. What are the features that the algorithm should hold? What are the things that we should take care while we design an algorithm? The number one, algorithm must have well-defined inputs. That is, algorithm should know the number of input values that it is going to solve and all the properties of the attributes, the data type of the values, the total number of values, input values that is going to be used in the algorithm. The second thing is that algorithm must produce a well-defined output, the number of output values that are going to be generated from the algorithm. The third characteristic is that the algorithm must be very clear and it must have unambiguous step of instructions. No instructions must be similar. Each instruction in the algorithm must be very unique. It must be an unambiguous one. The fourth characteristic is the algorithm must be language independent. The steps that are devised to create an algorithm must be able to implement in any programming language. The fifth characteristic is that the algorithm must be feasible. Algorithm must be highly feasible. That is, the output that you are going to generate from an algorithm is the exact value what you expected from that problem. And the algorithm that you design must be feasible enough to be implemented in any programming language by using the built-in functions and the packages and the libraries that are present in the algorithm. So the algorithm must be feasible to be implemented to get the exact output what you expect. The sixth property is that the characteristic is that the algorithm must be finite. The algorithm is finite in the sense that it must have finite number of inputs, finite number of output, and it should have a finite number of output that you expect from that problem. And these are the characteristics of an algorithm. So to solve any problem, we need to devise an algorithm. So we should start solving the problem by designing an algorithm. So we must have a skill of designing the algorithmic steps by using all the characteristics of an algorithm. Now, why do you want to make algorithm analysis? What is the necessity for analyzing an algorithm? This comes when, for any problem, when you want to solve it, each problem, when you are trying to solve it, there are various methodologies. For example, take a problem of you have to sort the set of numbers. What are the methods to sort? There are so many sorting algorithms are there. Starting from the bubble sort, selection sort, insertion sort, quick sort, merge sort. There are several sorting algorithms. Each have different algorithms and different steps that are used to sort the numbers. Now, when you have various algorithms to solve a specific sorting problem, here comes which algorithm you are going to decide to solve that problem. So, in this case, you need analysis of algorithms. When you have multiple methodologies to solve a problem, you should know which algorithm is very best. So now the algorithm analysis come into picture, where you are going to analyze which algorithm is best and which algorithm is more efficient. So the algorithm efficiency come over here, and this efficiency is calculated in terms of time and the space that is utilized by the algorithm. The efficiency of the algorithm is determined by two factors. These factors are used to determine which algorithm is better than the other one. So the two factors are space complexity and the time complexity. The amount of space taken by the algorithm to give the specific output is a space complexity of any algorithm. The execution time taken by the algorithm to give the desired output is the time complexity. The space complexity and time complexity exactly determines the efficiency of the algorithm. The algorithm efficiency can be analyzed in three ways. They are best case analysis, worst case analysis, and average case analysis. Suppose assume in your problem you have 100 input values, and if you are analyzing the efficiency of the algorithm by processing all the 100 input values, then you are doing worst case algorithm analysis, because your algorithm is generating the exact output only after processing 100 input values. Now coming to the best case analysis, if you are analyzing your algorithm with 5 to 10 inputs, then it is a best case analysis. That is, in such a case, your algorithm is generating the output by processing 10 values out of 100 input values. This is what is the best case algorithm efficiency analysis. Now coming to the average case analysis, if you are processing your algorithm with the values of 50 to 60, then it is average case analysis. So your time complexity of an algorithm is always done either in three analysis cases, either in the worst case or in the best case or in the average case. But the major need that you expect from any algorithm is it must have low execution time even for the worst case analysis of an algorithm. The important algorithmic notations that are used to calculate the efficiency of the algorithm are big O notation, omega notation, and theta notation. There are several other notations that are available, but these three are very important things that we use for describing the algorithm efficiency. They are big O notations. The big O notations generally describe the worst case scenario of any algorithm, whereas the theta notation is used to describe the average case algorithm efficiency analysis, and omega notation is used to describe the best case analysis of an algorithm. Now let us see what the theta notation is. Generally, we have already seen that algorithm is a input-output relationship for solving any problem. So f of n equal to g of n. Here g of n represents the number of input values and f of n represents the complexity, whether it is a time complexity or space complexity. Only based on the number of input that we are considering for analyzing the algorithm determines whether are we performing average case analysis, worst case analysis, or best case analysis. Here theta notation performs both the lower bound and upper bound of the running time of the algorithm. So theta notation describes the average case analysis of the algorithm. Here when we take a theta notation, f of n equal to theta of g of n. So here f of n and g of n have same rate of growth. That means that when you increase the number of input, the complexity of the algorithm also get increases. If you increase the number of input, that is the time taken to execute the algorithm also increase. If you decrease the number of input, the time taken to execute the algorithm also decrease. In the same way, the space complexity also. So in theta notation, the complexity and the number of input is directly proportional to each other. Big O notation is used to describe the worst case efficiency analysis of an algorithm. So here, when we take the function f of n is equal to big O notation of g of n, here the function f of n, that is the complexity, either the space complexity or the time complexity, it grows with the same rate or slower than that of the number of inputs that are considered to calculate the algorithm efficiency. That means that sometimes the complexity of an algorithm is directly proportional to the number of input, or when the number of input is increases by 5 times, the complexity of an algorithm increases either by 1 or 2 times. That is what f of n is slowly increasing than that of g of n. The Big O notation describe the worst case analysis of the algorithm. The omega notation is used to analyze, or it describes the best case analysis of an algorithm. When we take the function f of n is equal to omega of g of n, the relationship between the complexity and the number of input taken by the algorithm is that the function, that is the complexity, grows faster than that of the number of inputs, or the complexity grows with the same rate as that of the number of input. For example, when we take or when we increase the number of input by 3 times, then the complexity of an algorithm increases by 6 times. So the complexity of an algorithm, it grows faster than that of the number of input that are considered for the algorithm. The omega notation is used to describe the best case analysis of an algorithm. These are the various possible values that you can get for your time and space complexity. When your time complexity is order of log n, then it is a complexity of logarithmic complexity. When your complexity is order of 1, then it is constant. When your complexity is order of n square, then it is quadratic. When your complexity is order of n factorial, that is either it may be a time complexity or space complexity, then it is said to be a factorial complexity. When you have your complexity is order of n, then your time complexity is linear. So these are the possible values that you can get for your time and space complexity. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe the channel. Thank you. Bye.